This interview is being brought to you by BabyFightGear.com. Baby Fight Gear is dedicated to providing a single source for children's mixed martial arts. Inspired clothing, the softer side of tough sports. Our clothing is available in sizes newborn to toddler. So let's move to the main card, and we got Oliveira versus Swanson. And you got Swanson coming in at plus 205, Oliveira minus 255.
Yeah, I'm a big Cubs Swanson fan. A lot of people were kind of writing him off the last few fights, and I thought he could come through, and he's come through with shining colors. He's looked great. He's really stepped up his game. Now in this fight, though, man, Oliveira's just maybe on another level again. It's just a tough stylistic matchup for Swanson. The wrestling's going to be competitive. The ground game isn't going to be competitive because Oliveira is so levels beyond Swanson's BJJ. It's unbelievable. So Oliveira can get the submission here. I think Oliveira can outpoint him on the feet. He doesn't want to tangle with Swanson too much on the feet. We've seen what he's capable of recently in his fight with Pearson. He looked phenomenal, really, in that fight. It was competitive. He got the knockout win. And I think that Oliveira definitely has to give Cub a little bit of respect. But even on the feet, he's going to have the reach, and I think he's able to outpoint Cub here. So you're seeing the line about 2.5 to 1. I think Oliveira is going to keep his roll going, and Swanson's going to probably suffer his first loss in a while. But that doesn't necessarily mean anything too bad for Swanson because losing to Oliveira is respectable either way. But other than that fight, as far as a betting standpoint goes, it's a tough one to bet where the line is now. I think if Oliveira does dip below 2 to 1, then maybe there's a play to be made. But where it is right now, I think it's pretty fair.
The next fight on the card, we got Matt Hamill returning from retirement here, and he's taking on Roger Hall.
Yeah, and he's a steep favorite. I mean, minus 365 right now. It's close to where I opened him. I opened him around 365, 375 out there. So not getting a ton of action either way on this fight. And I think that the line's about right here too. Hollett's a tough guy, but Hamill's just a little bit stronger, better everywhere. I mean, he's going to have the wrestling advantage. He's going to have the powerful strikes on the feet. He's going to have just, like I said, a solid edge everywhere. Toughness, I think Hamill's the tougher of the two fighters. His chin's better. Just overall, Hollett's coming in here, and it's going to be a rough night for him. I'm not even sure really if Hollett's UFC level. I know for the Canadian fans, it'd probably be good for him to pull off the upset here over Hamill, but he's going to have to really have a special night to do that, I think. Hamill's just that hard of a matchup for him. So I see a fight that you cannot touch based on the odds again around 365, but I don't think it's a good thing to waste your money on Hollett in this fight either. So I think Hollett probably gets TKO'd late by Hamill. If not, Hamill cruises and grinds out a decision here. So Hamill 365 cannot touch it though.
Yeah, I agree with you on this one. Okay, so moving on up, we'll talk Brian Stan here, and he's coming in at plus 145. Michael Bisping minus 175.
Yeah, Bisping right now it's been staying pretty steady. He's a decent favorite, almost 2 to 1 over Stan, and I hear a lot of talk that the line should be closer, but you know what? We're getting two-way action here, so it's about a good spot to be at. And I believe that Bisping can outpoint Stan in this fight. Stan has that knockout power that we've seen. Um, Tremendous respect for that. Bisping has to be careful and cautious when he's on the feet. But overall, again, it's another fight that I think Bisping's better in almost all areas. You don't really see too much wrestling for Bisping, although we did see defensive wrestling from Bisping look pretty good against Sonnen in his last fight, and I think a lot of respect was gained in that fight from the general fans, MMA fans out there for Bisping. So he's been a heel for a while, but he did start to earn some respect after that performance, even though it was a controversial loss to Sonnen here. And I think that's going to carry over a little bit here. I think that Bisping's wrestling, if he can transition and get this fight to the floor here and there. The rounds are going to be pretty competitive on the feet. I think he can outpoint him there and maybe mix in a takedown or two and probably get an easy decision. I shouldn't say easy because Brian Stan's never an easy out, but Michael Bisping could get a clear decision over Brian Stan. I think Stan, in order for him to win this fight, he is probably going to have to get the knockout. So you're seeing the odds kind of reflect that, maybe closer to 2 to 1 for Bisping. Another tough fight to bet, though, man. Because you don't really want to bet Bisping. We've seen him bet Bisping's chin, I should say, because we've seen him in the past get rocked too. Not knocked out, but Dan Henderson knocked him cold out. We see
Right,
that.
right.
But on other fights too, he hasn't been knocked out, but he has been rocked. So Stan has enough power to finish Bisping. So that's where it's not an easy bet for me. I know a lot of people disagree. A lot of people I respect have said that Bisping should easily win this fight. So I do think he's going to outpoint him here. It's just not a confident bet for me personally.
If I was betting this, I certainly would be going with Bisping minus 175. But as you say, never know with Brian Stan's power.
Yeah, no doubt for sure. He's always got a puncher's chance, and above and beyond that, I mean, he's gotten better. His skill has improved. So looking forward to this fight, though. It should be entertaining.
Okay, so we go to the fight that was the main event. Now it's the co-main event. We got Demetrius Johnson at plus 220, Benavidez at minus 280.
Yeah, Benavidez. A lot of people, again, think that they pretty much crowned him the champ, and the guys look great. I mean, in bantamweight he looked great. He fought for the title a couple times against Dominic Cruz, and he was very competitive. Almost won the, controversial. A lot of people think that he might have still won those fights from Cruz, but at 125 he's going to be that much better. It's his belt. I don't know, man. I think Demetrius Johnson is being underestimated here. I know the line's a little bit high. I obviously set the line. But again, another one of those lines that I kind of set a little bit higher because I think the public is going to believe that Benavidez is that much better than Johnson. I don't. I think it's going to be far more competitive. And at the odds right now, you're seeing plus 220 out there. I think there's definitely a play to be made on Demetrius Johnson. Now, again, it's not a huge bet because I could see Benavidez winning this fight by decision. He is, I think, the more physical of the two fighters. He definitely has more knockout power. He's got 6 submissions too. So I think if there's going to be an ending or a stoppage here, I think it's more than likely Joe B stops DJ, but DJ can outpoint Benavidez here. And at plus 220, anything above 200, I think it's worth a stab. So I'm going to go with actually Mighty Mouse in the upset here. I think that a lot of people were counting him out in this fight. They counted him out against Ian McCall, and he adapted and looked even better in that second fight. So I think that Demetrius Johnson's going to come in with the game plan. He's going to make this fight competitive. And, man, anything above plus 200, you got to take a stab at it.
Wow, that's a big one, man. So you're calling the upset here. Now, what about this over-under? You got the over-under set at 4.5 rounds.
Yeah, because it's probably going to go the distance here. I think that both of them are so good at what they do, and they're so durable that it's going to be hard to get a finish here. So basically, it's a 5-round fight. You're saying 4.5, that it basically goes to decision. That's why you're saying 4.5 over 315. You can't go much lower than that because I think a lot of respect goes to both these guys, and the smart players out there know that more than likely this fight does go to decision one way or the other. So that's why you're seeing the total go a little bit crazy with the over there. You got to lay some steep odds on that.
Yeah,
I would, at where it's at now, I would stay away because there's no question that these guys are talented enough that they could get a stoppage too. You know what I mean? I think that they're going to survive, and we'll see a decision, but you just never know when these guys are that gifted.
Yeah, I'd be very interested to break down Benavidez' record. I wonder how many, like I know most of these lighter guys, the fights go to decision, but I think Benavidez has had a lot of stoppages in his career. I could be wrong on that, but do you know?
Yeah, he's got. I don't have his. Well, I do have. Could find out for you just here 1 second. As far as knockouts and stoppages, 1 second. A lot of times I have notes in front of me when I'm doing these type of interviews, but I never look at the notes. So now,
Sure.
since you asked me what his knockouts are,
I'm putting you on the spot, man.
no problem. He does have 4 KOs and he's got 8 wins by submission. So he has the stoppage ability. I just think, like I said, both these guys are so durable that they're both hard to stop.
Yeah.
On the other side of it, DJ's got 3 KOs and 6 subs too. So, man, I mean, like I said, both very talented in all areas of the game. So it should be. This is fight of the night here.
Yeah, you're probably right. Okay, man, so head to the main event. We got John Jones versus Vitor Belfort, and these odds are kind of off the charts. Minus 925 for Jones, plus 625 for Belfort.
Yeah, and it's been holding steady, and I can't believe this line has been holding steady like that. I opened at 925, outrageously high, and the betting public has been coming in a little bit more on Vitor Belfort from the reports that I've read out there, heard out there, but now the action is starting to come in a little bit more on Jones, and the parlays being open, the action's starting to come in on Jones too. So most sportsbooks, believe it or not, with a line even this outrageous, are going to have pretty close action, almost even action on this fight. And this fight is kind of like a gimmick type of fight. Because I don't expect Belfort to have much of a chance in this fight. Sure he's got the puncher's chance. I respect everything that he's accomplished in the sport. Former champion, and at 185, he's looked really, really good. But let's not forget, he dropped down from 205 to 185 for a reason. I think he felt, a lot of people felt he'd be more competitive at 185. Now he's getting a chance to fight one of the best 205ers already. I can go on a limb and say this in the history of the sport. And John Jones, look at the list of fighters he's beaten already. So I think it's just a terrible match for Belfort. In the past, we've seen other people take him down and been able to control him too. And John Jones' wrestling is that much better. So I think he's going to have an easy time getting Belfort to the floor. And once it's on the floor, he should have his way with him. I think the fight's going to end fairly quick, actually, and Jones is going to cruise in this fight. That's why you're seeing the line so steep. It is tempting to bet Vitor at plus 600 because he's, and what he's accomplished in the past, and he does have that knockout power. And a lot of people will argue the respect factor or the experience. I'm sorry, the experience factor over Jones. But like I said, man, experience factor. Jones just almost cleaned out the division already, so it's hard for me to see really other than that slim puncher's chance of Belfort winning this fight.
Yeah, man, I totally agree. I want to lay it down so bad on Vitor Belfort, but I just feel like I'm throwing away my money.
Yeah, and a lot of people are going to do that. And if Vitor does pull off that almost miracle type of upset, there's going to be a lot of happy people that did take that price. I told you it was going to happen. But you know what? I mean, realistically speaking, if these guys match up 100 times, John Jones is going to win so many times. You know what I mean? So he fights a smart fight. He should have no problem in this fight. I think going back to his fight with Sonnen, a lot of people were thinking, with the comments about him ducking Sonnen and all this stuff. I think he should have took the fight. I mean, they have the right to deny the fight. I think it was a mistake for him turning down that fight. That fight might have been even easier from the point of Sonnen's less dangerous on the feet. I don't know if Sonnen can out wrestle. I know he more than likely will not out wrestle John Jones. So if Sonnen can't perform to his strength against Jones, how is he going to beat him? He's not going to sub Jones. He's not going to beat him on the feet. I think it was a pretty easy fight. So just touching on that a little bit, I think that fight was actually easier than the Belfort fight, even though Belfort fight's kind of an easy fight too.
Right. Awesome, Nick. Thanks for breaking this stuff down for us.
Oh, no problem. Always a pleasure doing it. And I enjoy all the interviews that you have with all the fighters. And I think for the betting fans out there, man, definitely need to check your site out and the radio shows out there, because you do a lot of the interviews with fighters that are actually coming on, to the shows here for the event, like UFC 152, for example. I know you interviewed several fighters for them.
Right.
And I think from a betting perspective, it's good to know how the fighters are doing or what camps. All the information and all the questions you ask are definitely relative for betting. So keep up the great work.
Thanks, man. And anything you'd like to throw out here, your Twitter or your websites?
Check us out, MMAoddsbreaker.com. You can check me out on Twitter at FightOdds. Also check out betonfighting.com and betdsi.eu. Some sportsbooks out there to check out and look at too.
Awesome stuff. Thanks for doing this, bro.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Okay, see ya.